Welcome to my channel Data BI SQL. Uh, so in today's video, we will go through Amazon interview questions, part 21. So this is the entire series of Amazon interview questions, which has like 20 videos so far. So this is the 21st video, and I'll put this in the same playlist as it was before, and I'll put the link for the playlist in the video in the comments of the video. So if you haven't already watched all the 20 videos, I highly encourage you to go and watch those videos. Uh, so before we get started for today's video, right, I request you guys to please subscribe to my channel and like my videos if you haven't already done so. Right, I mean, it gives me a lot of encouragement to make more and more videos. So let's get started with today's video. So I covered the table called taxi underscore rights in my previous two videos, part 19 and part 20. So I encourage you guys to go and see those videos as well. But if you don't want to, then that's also fine. This video is not connected to the questions related to those two videos. Like it's a different question. But if you want to follow along, what all other questions are there in the taxi underscore rights, then I encourage you to watch those videos. Okay, so let's get started. So the question is display the month. Okay, let's look at the taxi underscore rights first, right? The table. So there is a table called taxi underscore rights, which has two different categories. One is a business category and one is a personal category, right? And the purpose of the drive, right? So meeting and then miles driven for that purpose, 21.5, and charge is like 47.8, and expense date is like 4th of October, right? I mean, it's pretty typical, taxi rides or Uber or Lyft or any other taxi ride, right? What's the category? What's the purpose? How many miles were driven on that trip? What was the charge paid or amount paid for the trip, and what was the trip date or expense date, right? So pretty straightforward table. So what they are saying is display the month and year in which personal category had highest revenue for each year, right? So they are saying that give me the month and year in which personal category, right? I mean, personal category, they don't want to look at the business category data. They want to do analytics only on personal category, which had the highest revenue. So when they say revenue, right? Revenue is what? Nothing but the amount that was paid for the trip, right? So summation of all the amount that was paid, right? Revenue for each year. So basically, they are saying that yeah, take each of the year, right? So if you see our table, we have 2021 and we have 2022, so 2 years, right? So basically, they're saying for each year, give me the month, right? Give me the month where in a personal category there was a highest revenue, right? Highest amount of money that we brought in the entire year. What was the month, right? And this is pretty valid question, right? They want to see which month is the heaviest month where people take a lot of rides, right, in the personal category, right? So they want to do analytics and they want to make sure that basically they have the enough coverage for that month, right? Because a lot of people take ride in that month, right? So it's a business wise is pretty common question and very valid question. So something like somebody like Uber, right? I mean, this kind of questions can come up in a Uber interview question as well, Uber SQL interview question as well, right? That we want to know for which month we are making the highest business, right? I mean, number of if the revenue is the highest, right? That's what they want to concentrate on. The other question could be, uh, uh, give me the lowest month revenue, right? And why people are not traveling in that month, and what we can do. Can we give more discount in that month, right? And things like that, right? So a lot of analytics can happen based on the data. So here they're saying highest amount of revenue for that month, right? So that's the question. So like I have mentioned in my other videos, right? When this kind of question come up, you formulate that in your mind, right? So what has been asked? So display the month and year, right? So that means in select clause, month and year will come. Do you have month and year in this table? No. So what we'll have to do? We'll have to extract it from the date, correct? So what to do with that, right? So we'll have some function. We'll need to use a function, correct? To extract the date and month, correct? So that's one thing. In which personal category? So they are saying that personal category. That means what? If we have to filter out the business, right? And only put personal. That means in filter, personal will go. That's a filter condition. So select condition, filter condition, and then do you need to use any function, Windows function, or aggregate function, or rank, dense rank, row number, right? Things like that, right? And what all functions need to be used, or what all aggregation needs to be applied, right? So they are saying had highest revenue for each month. So when you say highest, lowest, right, immediately it should click your mind that it's either rank function will be used or dense rank function will be used, right? I mean, or row number function will be used or max function will be used, right? When they say highest, lowest, right? Those kind of functions, are very helpful, right? And those are the functions which will solve the issue, right? Solve the problem. So that's the way you can formulate that, right, in your mind, right? So let's look at that. So here, if we run this query, right, personal and extract date. So extract year. So this is the function, right? This is the extract year is a function to extract year from the date that is given to you. Okay. So when we say 2022, you can say that you can see that in 2022, if you see the month, right, and month means you will have to do basically you will have to do summation also, right? Because in a 1 month you can take multiple rides, correct? So if you see here in 2022, in month of 12 they have taken two rides. So what is that? 14 plus 12 is 26.6. That's the revenue, right? But do you have any other month where there is highest revenue? So 34.2, that's highest, right? Even though there is one ride, but 34.2 is the highest, right? So let's see the other month, right? 3, 6, 7, all these are 1 rides and all those are less. So 2022, what is our answer? Our answer is month 2 of 2022, and charges revenue, right? 34.2, correct? Similarly, if we see 2021, you have 12, you have 12, 11, and 8. So different months. Out of this, where was the highest revenue? 40.7. So month of 12 is the highest for 2021, right? So basically, these are our answer, right? So we need to look at the data. Usually, the data that is given, right? That will not be comprehensive, as in, comprehensive as in, like, it will not be huge data set. It will have like 10, 15, 20 rows, not more than that, maybe even less than that, right? So you will be able to easily figure out from the data, right, which month should come up, right? So that's basically if you look at that and if you see that data, right, you know what's your answer, right? So based on that, also you can formulate a query, right? Right? I mean, you can think about it like how I want to write my query, right? So let's go to query. So here is in order to get the highest revenue, right? What we need is a rank function, right? So the rank is equal to 1, right? And we need to rank? We need to rank by charge, right? The highest charge, correct? That's what we need to do. So here, if you see, we need to write a subquery here. Okay, so select extract year from expense date, extract month from expense date, because that's what they are asking to display us, right? Then you will need to write a sum of revenue, right? Because you need to sum up the data, correct? You need to sum up the data at a year and a month level, right? Because like you saw, there were two writes in 1 month, right? Even though that is not going to come up in answer, but in a real terms, this is automated query you're writing, right? So let's say you had like five, 6 rows in that, and that made up the highest revenue, right? Then you need to use that, right? I mean, you need to sum it up and then decide at a month level, right? So that's why we need sum of charge as a total revenue. Then we say tech rank. What do we need to rank? We need to rank, right, based on the revenue, right? So what we say, sum of charge descending. Descending is very important, okay? Because you are saying that give me all the sum of charge, right? And then rank highest based on the highest. If they said that I give me the lowest revenue, then you would not put descending. You would put ascending, or you will just keep it like that because that's the lowest one. Here they are looking for the highest charge, right? So you need to put descending, okay? And then we need to partition by, right? Because partition by is very important, right? So here they are saying for give me for each year, correct? Revenue for each year, highest revenue for each year, right? Display the month and year, but break it down by revenue for each year. Break it down by each year, correct? That's what they're saying. So here you need to partition by year, correct? So that's what it will do. It will rank the highest revenue, right, by each year, right? It will look at the year and then it will partition by. Okay, like if you don't put a year, what it will do? it will give you only one day, one row, because what will happen is it'll ignore the year, and it'll say out of the whole data set of 21, 22, give me the highest revenue, right? Give me the month where highest revenue. So only this month will come up, right? Because it has the 40.7. The 34, the one that was we saw for 2022, that will not come up because you did not tell the query, you did not write in a query that partition by year, right? So that's why this is also very important, right? You have to partition by year, and then that will give you a rank. Okay, so where category is equal to personal, right? Because we need to put a filter. They are saying just give me for personal, right? And then when you use the sum function, which is basically aggregate function, you need to use a group by. So group by will be by year and month, right? So if you run this query, right, what data it will give you? It will give you the data. It will rank by year, okay, and then it is ranking that for 2021 month 12, 40.7 is the highest. For 2022, 34.2 is highest. Correct. So that should be an answer, right? And that's what we thought, right? So basically, then what we need to do, we need to say where x dot rank is equal to 1, correct? Because they are saying the highest, correct? So when you run this query, you will get the answer that you're looking for, okay? Now they are saying that give me the top three, right? X dot rank, give me the top 3 month, okay? If they say like that, what you will do, you will say in 1, 2, and 3, right? So here, if you see, it is giving 3 different months, right? So 40.7, 25.2, 12.5, and then it will 2044.2, 27.6, 26.7, right? 26.6. Okay. So basically, whatever they ask for, right, we can solve for that, correct? Because we have structured the query in an automated way, like we use the rank function, right, to come out with the various revenues, right? So that's why, basically we'll be able to solve this query, right? So let's say if they ask for the lowest revenue month, right? So when you do that, when you remove descending, okay, it'll give you the lowest one, right? So for 2022, 12.7 is the lowest one, and 2021, 12.5 is the lowest one, correct? Right? So when you put descending, it will give you the highest one. Okay. So yeah. So I hope this was very useful to you guys. This kind of questions gets asked in Amazon interview questions, right? I mean, because this covers a lot of concepts, so this can qualify for the advanced level, interview question. So if you are giving for senior VIE or senior data engineer or senior solutions architect, these kind of questions can come up in a first round itself, right? Because it's covered the intermediate to advanced concepts. If you're giving it for data engineer, or if you're giving for BI engineer, this kind of questions can come up in round two, right? And not necessarily round one, because for that level, the level of complexity is a little bit low as in, they ask beginner kind of question in the beginning, and then when you advance to the next round, they can ask some kind of advanced question. But this is definitely intermediate to advanced question, because here so many concepts are getting covered, right? So first of all, sum, that aggregate function with group by is being used. Rank function is used, which is the Windows function, right? Then you are using subquery, right? Within that you are using subquery. So a lot of concepts are covered. Then you are using extract function for extracting year and month, right? So that's why this kind of qualifies for the intermediate to advanced interview question. All right, guys, that's it for today. If you like my videos, please subscribe to my channel, and also hit a like button on my video, so that that will kind of give me a lot of encouragement to make more videos. Thank you, guys.